We're back from Sema, back to the cold and the wet. Tom's kindly put a load of footage for us together, so we're just going to watch it back and relive the Sema cruise on the Friday, one of the highlights of the week.
Start crying by the end of it.
The level of stuff was just insane.
Every single thing there was just wild.
Yo, so Sema is well and truly wrapped up in terms of the indoor show, and this is the cruise before Ignited this evening. All the cars rolling out up the roads. It's been insane to see some of these cars just out on the road. I know the police have closed the roads, but these are mostly, I would imagine, road-going vehicles, and it's just nuts. I mean, look, you know, they're queuing to get in here. They've got that Lincoln just back there. It's mental. All I can say is, if you've never been to Sema and you've thought about coming, do it. Book your flights.
Just one car after another. I mean, to be honest, this was one of the biggest pauses that there was. Most of the time they were rolling through, they weren't stopping, and it was one after another after another after another, and they're
I'm
all
not a supercar
epic.
fan, but for those who like supercars, there was plenty there.
Yeah, there's one supercar there, there's another one there, there's a yellow one, look. No, in all seriousness, the Lamborghinis were pretty high level.
Liberty Walk had some nice ones there, like
Yeah.
of their own.
You know,
They
if you
sort of
get
had like a faux patina on them, and they actually look really good. Just the soundtrack of burnouts going on in the background throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that was
Gotta
pretty
love it.
epic. These guys are lost, walking up the wrong way. I'm surprised they haven't got security on their case. The guy was pretty on it, wasn't he? He was
Yeah.
stopping people walking up next to the vehicles. The crazy thing is, like this truck, for example, in the UK, you'd be round that truck for an hour, 2 hours, looking at all the details, drooling over how amazing and how different it is. And yet, that's one of probably a couple of hundred that we saw roll past on this cruise.
To the point where they just become like, oh yeah, it's just
Yeah, it's
another
nice.
truck.
Yeah, it's
No,
nice.
just a truck.
Crazy stats that we learnt over there about the truck market. What was it? 2010 onwards, accessory market, aftermarket truck accessories was $16 billion, was it?
Yeah, per year.
Per year, for 1 year. That was last year, just in the 2010 and onwards accessory market. I think the whole UK aftermarket for the whole, you know, everything sold aftermarket in the UK is 30 billion a year.
Pittsburgh was absolutely wild. Super cool little truck. I say little compared to a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
super clean, proper old school look to it.
Pace car livery.
Yeah.
It's just, even watching it back, it's kind of surreal just how many amazing builds just rolled past us in the space of 3-4 hours.
And amazing, not so much this, I know it's an older vehicle, but amazing how much of the brand new stuff.
But the Broncos,
Yeah.
there were
They
hundreds of
literally came
Broncos
out,
there.
what, last year? And there was hundreds of them there. All
all-
modified,
yeah.
all to a really nice standard.
Several stands only doing Bronco accessories, and
Yeah.
I think this one was on one of the stands doing the roofs, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, there was just a full hall, just pretty much for
Trucks.
modern trucks.
Yeah.
Pretty cool to see a lifted
Oh,
square
body. That's one of the few square
Yeah.
bodies there. The other one was that dropped blue one.
Yeah.
Is it Tray 5 Customs? You know, boats on trailers at a car show. Why not?
Party boat.
Party boat. Kicker. I guess it was on the Kicker audio stand then. Did we see that? I mean, it felt like we walked around everything.
I remember we saw that Pavati, but I don't remember seeing that though.
The craziest thing, we did probably 20 miles a day on average, walking around the show, and it felt like we saw everything. And then you'd
Apart
see,
from where we couldn't see through the smoke.
well, yeah, but also then you'd just see stuff rolling past, and in this cruise, and think, where the hell was that? And it's not, you know, a crappy car that would have been tucked in a corner. It would have been a nice build. Yeah,
Ranchero.
Bit of you, that, Ash.
I like him. Underappreciated. The detail on him was really good.
It
to
was
be fair.
clean. It
As
was
was
clean.
this Porsche.
That was really good. That was the one in the
Toyo Treadpass.
next to the RX-7.
Yeah.
This
on the
wiped the floor with the RX-7.
Wiped the floor with everything in there.
And shat on its
Real
roof.
good.
It was that good. A few more lifted trucks. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, the mildly lifted trucks look stock because the rest
Yeah.
of them are so high. I didn't see a single person using steps to get up into them though.
No, I don't know if it's like more of a flex, like trying to, like, you know, I can't even get into my truck, or
Yeah, the wheels need upping in
Needs
diameter
to
on
up
this
the wheel
one.
game on
Definitely. Cool truck. but-
Sorry if
Sorry,
whoever
bird.
owns it actually sees this.
Oh, this dude was pumping the sounds out of his
Yeah.
bike. I think that most of the bikes we saw were on audio stands, which
Yeah,
is
they
bizarre
were.
because over here you wouldn't dream of having a bike pumping out tunes. I think you'd just get laughed at, but somehow
But
in the
when
sunshine.
it's like Wham or something, though, it's not quite so cool, is it?
Is that your song of choice, is it, when you're out cruising? Okay. I think you're a bit of a George Michael, reincarnated.
I remember that thing being very loud,
Yeah,
but
see,
not much to look at.
I don't remember it at all, but maybe that's because audio's low on my list of
Yeah.
automotive interests. I like this Supra.
It's just how good everything was done. Like a lot of Japanese cars over here are a little bit hokey. I mean, there are some really good ones, but yeah, just
I think
everything.
a lot of cars over here are just a little bit hokey.
Yeah, they are.
And probably over there, you know, we had coming away from Sema a very warped perception
Oh yeah, it's
probably
like
of what
the idealistic sort of.
it's the pinnacle,
place
isn't
for
it?
them,
It's
isn't
the you know it's the go-to place for
Yeah.
people showing what they can do. So we were spoiled a little bit, but I came away
These
from
guys were rowdy.
that day when we were watching this burnout box. I came away from that with black rubber on my face,
Yeah.
and yet I was probably 4 or 5 people deep in the crowd.
burning the tyres off 26, 28-inch rims,
And then
burning
digging the rims into the tarmac.
I got the smoke machine on for some atmospheric footage, Ash.
See the beard, majestic.
Majestic. I do miss the regular sound of V8s driving past.
Yeah.
Just crossing the road. Oh, what's that V8? Is it a pickup truck? Is it a hot rod?
Is it a U-Haul van?
It's definitely not a new Bronco because disappointingly they're like 2-litre eco poops.
Not a V8 option in sight.
There were a few 5-litre swapped ones though, weren't
Yeah,
there?
there was.
Yeah. Again,
Whole
new cars.
Brand new car.
Chuck a
Rip it
V8
apart.
in it, love it. What have we got here through the glare? Oh, another Bronco. They are cool, they look great.
They look savage.
I think they're fantastic. You know, as a modern reincarnation of a classic, I think they're really good. But it was disappointing to find out that they're economical, shall we say.
Unlike that.
Unlike that.
Big diesel power.
Let's see some smoke. Well, he's got a fair load to carry, so he needs that torque. Oh, yeah.
Next Grumman modification I heard.
Scissor
The
doors.
Old Lambo door.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say I should have that on my Chrysler.
I mean, you could.
No thanks. Got that gangster lean going on.
Driver's clearly really heavy.
The detail on those lifted trucks, I guess because you see the underside more than
Yeah.
the top, is insane. I bet they drive shockingly badly. I can't see how you put that much weight that high up
Yeah.
and it actually drive nice, but
They get such a bad rap online, especially like from people that haven't actually been to SEMA and seen them, like Bluetooth drive shafts and
Yeah.
stuff like, you know,
They're
all this
cool,
sort of stuff. But when you actually go and see them, that's a very small amount of them that are like that.
Yeah.
The majority of them are actually really good.
I think
Really,
the other
really
thing
good.
is that you miss by, you know, when you're not there, you just see a lifted truck and think, well, what would you do with that? Where would you drive that? But when they're done so well, you kind of can't fault it. It's a bit like the donks, you know, especially now that a lot of the donks are pushing serious horsepower.
Yeah.
You can't take away the credibility because you see them ripping through a set of tyres and you think, well, might not be my taste, but fair play. This was cool. I liked this.
Yeah.
Quite
Just-
simple.
Just parked up by itself, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
just outside.
Any kind of utility bed always looks good.
Work trucks. They're just. I love it. Everyone's just out for a good time, and SEMA was a good time. I mean, what can we say about that, Ash?
It's, yeah. This was cool. Love an 8 Series. I'm actually impressed at how good some of the wide bodies actually fit a lot of these cars.
I think it's that prime example of if you buy a decent quality kit, you get decent quality parts, and a lot of the stuff on show there was, you know, the top end manufacturers. It's all the copies of copies of copies of copies or knockoff stuff that you see a lot of over here, and gives body kits a bit of a bad rep.
I mean, where else are you going to see a lifted smart car as well? I think that's the one that in the door shut it said roofing money. I'm pretty sure it was that one.
I'm pretty sure that
Might be a bit overweight there.
white, pink, and probably a little turquoise blue is going to feature pretty heavily on something that I do soon. Maybe it's the sunshine over there gone to my head, but there's a white, pink and blue theme playing around in my little brain, and at some point it's going to come out and be put on something. Ground pound. Yeah, see, I mean that is probably one of the
party wagon.
Yeah, the big boombox cars. They're probably no more credible over there than they are over here, to be fair for me. Ring Brothers. Epic quality from those guys. The detail on the Ring Brothers cars, I think, was probably the standout takeaway from the K5 Blazer that the Ring Brothers built.
Just so modest with it as well.
It's nice.
It's nice. It's a nice vehicle. Yeah.
I mean, look, can you imagine even seeing that driving in the UK? Nope. Or that? Nope.
It's just when you go and see like the amount of hours that, or hear about the amount of hours that people have spent on these, and it's
Just a casual 12 to 15,000 hours in a build, you know. Numerous cars with 20,000 hours in them.
I've grown to like a lifted truck and a donk.
Yeah, you are about that donk life now.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, party in the back. Yeah, miss that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out here know what that is. I don't. I know what that is. Oh yeah. Sound systems were pretty max power 90 spec over there.
Yeah, but somehow with, I don't know if it's the weather or the wildness of the place, but it just seems acceptable. A bit more acceptable than in Mackey's car park.
Oh, classy. Yeah, they're just absolutely killer cars. I mean, I know it's what you expect. Like, you look at all the SEMA footage from years gone by and you think, yeah, this is going to be pretty epic. But until you've been, I don't think you really grasp the craziness of having that many high-level cars in one place. I mean, look at these. Imagine rolling that through Camborne High Street.
It's just mad. Like, even like not even at SEMA, just seeing stuff like that out on the street.
Yeah.
Over there, just people's day-to-day vehicles or weekend vehicles, just crazy.
Well, I think also this cruise started at 4, was it? I think we caught the first vehicles coming out of the holes at about 3:30.
Yeah.
They lined up the first few.
And then they started cruising.
And then they started cruising about 4. And I think it finished around 7, was it?
So while me and Ash are watching the cruise coming in, if you can even hear us, just where all that smoke is, somewhere over there, there's burnout displays. Amazing. We're coming back next year.
The paddles on the tyres on this thing were so big, it was like jiggling going down the road.
Oh, I love it. You imagine rolling home with that and telling your wife or girlfriend that you just spent a whole load of money on a custom car. She's thinking she's going to go out for a nice cruise in a Corvette or a 32 Ford. You've got some paddle tired contraption sat on the drive. Oh, was that hand-built car on the Foose stand? Yeah, that was so well done. The metalwork on that was unbelievable.
A lot of Camaros there,
Yeah.
first gens, and this one was particularly sick. Full pro mod.
Just driving up the street, you know, why not?
Done sick week, done drag week. pretty sure maybe even one or both of those as well, and drives on the road.
He did keep turning it off every time it got a bit slow though, didn't he?
Another one of the trucks that had been well and truly ripping around the burnyard.
It's amazing how clean some of the trucks
Yeah.
were that were being given some serious abuse.
Clean and new.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I don't even remember seeing that.
No, me neither. Or that. I do remember seeing that.
Yeah.
The proper sinister looking build.
Evil looking thing.
Just right.
I don't care what anyone says. Mopar made the best muscle cars. They just did.
I mean, if that's not a show of the contrast of vehicles that are there, I don't know what's better. Yeah, that was one of your favourites, wasn't
One of
it?
the cars
Ash?
I wanted to take home. That was sick.
Really cool. It's funny how even though there was hundreds and hundreds of cars, there was still a few standout cars that even now you think, yeah, that was one of the best cars we saw there.
It's quite the rig.
Yeah,
Is it G63 there?
yeah, just casually
With a
turned
jet
like
boat?
jet boat. You can actually use a jet boat over there. I think that's
Yeah,
part of
flat
the thing.
legs.
The toys that they've got are because of the opportunity to actually use them. Oh yeah, these have got to be some of the best trucks at the show. This OBS truck by Good Guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, Good Guys Rod and Custom
sick.
on a Rotor Shop low pro chassis. I've been looking at these ever since I got back. I really want one.
White and pink, can't lose. Even a little bit turquoise on the caliper, look.
Yeah.
Woo! Talking of turquoise, this was savage as well.
Yeah.
Super clean, super straight. Wheels are a little bit small, mind. As well, so it sits that front bumper on the floor. Looks more like a snowplow, to be honest. There didn't seem to be as much snobbery between makes over there as I thought there might be. You know, you hear lots
Yeah.
of people say, "Oh, I'm a Ford guy. I wouldn't touch a Chevy," or other way around. But everyone just seemed into everything, really,
Yeah.
which was great. I mean, it was really good vibe
you
all round.
First gen Ram.
The older lifted trucks I actually really like.
6-wheeled trucks with rear wheel steer.
Yeah, it was quite funny seeing them crabbing across the tarmac. Here we go.
It's just crazy to think that some of these would have been trailered across the States
Yeah.
to get to here. What on earth are they towing them with? If that's the size of the truck, what are they towing them with?
Probably the same sort of truck, just with a fifth wheel.
Yeah. Oh, some people's truck and trailer setup was...
I don't think it was in the cruise, but do you remember the one with the 2 jet skis on the back? Lifted truck with 2 jet skis on the bed at the back. I think there was another one with like a Polaris or something on the back, wasn't there? I'm sat here in my thermal, still a bit cold, voicing over this, and it was only, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And we were stood there in t-shirts watching this. It's not depressing at all. Oh, it's one of those little electric cars. I mean, they look small over here, but seeing one over there after all those lifted trucks, it looks like a toy, doesn't it?
That Econoline. No seats, just sat on the tub.
I must admit, I think it's a cool truck.
Absolutely ripping
I
it.
don't get the lack of seats. It seems a bizarre thing to not put in. But it's been built for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it hasn't had seats in the whole time. Not even a board across between the pillars to rest your back on.
And it's not like it's some show car. He well and truly shreds it.
Oh yeah. I think I'd want to be a little bit more secure.
Your favourite car of the
It
show.
definitely was not my favourite car. It was the most confusing.
The double dually wire wheel Jeep Gladiator with a massive spoiler and some kegs.
I mean, I like random stuff, but that, I think, pushes it a bit beyond what I'm into.
If the end of the world is coming, you need one of these.
Yeah, you definitely don't need the Tesla if the end of the world's coming.
No, just have your own private army.
These were all converted, I think, by the same company,
Yeah,
weren't
they
they?
were.
All tricked out inside with all the mod cons. You're not getting one of those for 50 grand, are you?
This R35 coming up. I saw this ripping up and down the strip for the coming days after the show.
Nice.
It's good to see people using stuff like that, or anything like this, just not just for the crews out from the show, but actually
Just
for
actually,
driving
yeah,
around
driving
as
around.
well. Another one of Welder Up's rods. Little 4BT in this one.
To be fair, they didn't have to come far, did they?
No, they're literally one street over from the Las Vegas Convention Center. But again, the attention to detail around that thing was mental.
I don't think we saw their big truck with the hot rod on the back come through on the cruise, did we? But that was really
Not
impressive.
sure.
That was actually probably one of the things I liked most that they've done. How can he see where he's going? With that thing in front of him. Nice, clean, pretty much stock truck, that. Definitely not a stock Beetle.
Definitely not.
Oh, Casey's Paint Shop's truck, that was a cool truck. We didn't see that until right at the end, I don't think. Did
No,
we
we didn't.
Tucked
It was
in a
just
corridor.
Yeah, just completely out of the way.
Of course, a paint shop with a satin paint finish makes sense, doesn't it? I wasn't that blown away by this. It was really nice, but it's a bit street rod, isn't it? A little
Yeah, it's a little bit
Boyd
late
Coddington.
90s, but still.
bit. It's cool. It was nice to see, but just a bit dated now. It felt compared to a lot of the other stuff that was there. That was really nice.
Yeah,
Oh boy, some sinister muscle rolling on in here.
Cuda, so good.
The resto mod was definitely the look of the show, wasn't it?
Oh,
it seems to
100%.
be where people are putting their money. I
Yeah.
can see why. I mean, look at that.
People are definitely going a lot more traditional with sort of body styling now.
Yeah, up the performance and some of the creature.
With sort of body styling now.
Yeah, up the performance and some of the creature comforts, but keep the look of the old vehicle.
I'm starting to like a Corvette.
Yeah,
I'm coming round. I've always pretty much only liked C4 Corvettes, but I'm starting to like all
they're
of them a
pretty
bit more now.
savage. When you sit them next to Lamborghinis and the like, they hold their own. Yeah, another Bronco. They were so popular, weren't they?
Yeah, they really were.
I mean, look at that variation from the Bronco to the old truck. And now we're going in
Impala.
a bike. I mean, full fairing dragger, is it? Let's see when that comes into shot.
I don't remember seeing that inside,
No, me neither.
but
Yeah, look at that. Again.
lot of diversity.
Diversity just shown in these clips here. Look at that. One of the few BMWs in the show at the
Yeah.
back there. This was nice. I didn't like the iPad in the dash, I must admit.
No.
It seemed quite a common sort of thing that the interiors are a bit overcooked. It's that resto mod again,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's just a winning combo, especially on the sort of late 60s, early 70s muscle. It just works.
It's just a winner every time.
Yeah. Do a burnout, smoke some tyres. Yeah, listen to that.
Welder Up's Joker build.
I was actually really
Super
impressed
cool.
by their stuff. I kind of took a view that it was probably all a bit, hyped up for TV. But actually, when we visited the garage, or the showroom really, on
Attention
Saturday,
to detail.
yeah, you could see the hours that have gone into it. So although they're not painted and detailed in that respect,
It's kind of the body is not the thing that's the detail on those, is it? It's everything else.
yeah.
Side note, the bagels from that place were actually really good.
Oh, it was banging.
Quite a few old school, original Broncos as well.
Yeah, they are really cool. And money now.
Big lifting.
Oh, here we go. Lights in the wheels, the lot.
And somehow it's acceptable on them to have lights everywhere underneath. It just looks right.
It's just excess in every area, isn't it? Oh, those are cool. They've done a really nice
Yeah.
job on those.
I
to be
don't
fair.
think we're getting them over in the UK, and that's really sad.
That's really
'cause
disappointing.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
Copper accents on this.
Yeah, it was
were
nice.
Real good.
Clean and simple, wasn't it? Just black and copper. Just worked. Here we
Oh,
go. Your
yeah.
favourite cars, Ash.
Oh, they're good.
The
I like them.
donks.
I think they're good.
White and pink. What am I saying? So look. Just needs a little bit of turquoise blue in there. I'll be all over that. Yeah. Oh, this is Fenton Speed Shop's truck. This is quite cool.
Cool. Swap.
Yeah.
Cool chassis.
Been following it for a while, so it was nice to see it in person. I hope we didn't bore you too much with that. We've got a few more exciting videos coming up of the SEMA show. We've got a whole load of burnyard and drifting activity, walking around inside the hall, showing you some of the absolutely spectacular builds that were there this year. I can't express how much we really were blown away by the level of cars there, and we'll definitely be going back next year. So check back in next week when we'll have some more content for you of our trip to SEMA, and then also some of the exciting stuff that we've been holding in the workshop for far too long, and we're going to bust out and drop on the scene next year. Take it easy.